actually not muted at the start of this stream. Not this time. I've had the clairvoyance to see into the future and just unmute my mic before we get started because we've had that happen. No false start this week. But that being said, welcome to the Clout.WAV podcast, part of the Clout.exe suite of products. And not only is your host on time, bright and early, how you doing? 10:30. We have a very special guest tonight. Now, you may be saying, who is this special guest? I'm talking about a human being that even if they're here every week, they're always a special guest because they're just that enlightened. Don't smile. This is for you. I'm not just gassing you up. No breaks over here, all right? So let me do my thing. So this is a man who has an illustrious platform in which he can regale you with many tales of his conquests of telling you about how life works. From many feats such as being one of the first gentlemen, especially here in the South, to acknowledge that the internet is not only a mistake, but we should be making retroactive steps to just repeal everything it stood for because it's just not good for our culture, your culture, and it's not safe for the babies and the kids at home. I'm not talking about a man who's delusional by any means. I'm talking about a man who understands what it means to be a real man first and an online deviant never. I'm talking about subtle fraudulence. How you doing, bud? How you been?
Oh, I'm doing all right. I'm doing well. How you been, buddy?
I've been doing mighty fine, minus the fact that one of my posters fell down, but I'll fix that at another fucking point in time because, during COVID, I have money. I got to spend it, right? You know what I'm saying? I got the new Samsung 21S Ultra coming in next week.
Oh, this man is flexing out here.
Look, Some of y'all have followed this channel for years. Some of you have followed me for years. And when have I ever really flexed? If your answer to that question is never, well, I was owed one. Give me one. Give me this singular flex. That's all I was asking for. But that being said, on this week, we have quite a few topics to get to, such as, speaking of phone apps, I had downloaded TikTok. Some of y'all may have been following me on there. Some of you may have noticed that I have a TikTok now, and you may be saying, all right, you have a TikTok. What does that really mean? You talked about it somewhat briefly last week. Let's see how it's gone. So I now have more followers on TikTok within 8 days than I do on this very platform and on Twitch. In 8 days, I have more followers than I have on YouTube and on Twitch. It's literally insane. I don't know if it's the discoverability on this app just working out or if my content is really just suited to the TikTok algorithms. I don't know what's going on. Maybe I was just blessed. Maybe I came in, found a weird back door and just kind of slipped and slimed my way into the DMs of somebody. I don't know.
Or maybe you know someone at Blizzard who is actually using you as an operative. That's right. I know who you really are.
No, man, I'm not GMing Overwatch, man. I'm not even Diamond anymore, bro. I fell into Plat, so there ain't no way in hell anybody at BlizzCon or Blizzard looking out for you boys. It's not happening anymore. Sorry, guys. I surrendered myself. Actually, when's the last time have I uploaded an Overwatch video on this channel in like 6 months? That doesn't matter. What matters is now that I'm on TikTok, I got to be honest with you guys. This app is hot doo-doo butter, and I understand I'm not saying anything that was brand new to most of you. Hell, I'm not even saying anything that y'all probably didn't already know. Hell, I knew this, but I had to know for myself. And let me tell you something. I don't know what it is, but there are so many posts that are just, hi, mama didn't raise no bitch, but she did raise a mentally unstable whore. Like that's a template. There's also the Bust It Down challenge, which is not stopped. It's not. It has lost zero traction.
Real quick, I gotta interrupt you to add in something that I will say. This wasn't in pre-production, everyone, but this has to be added here since we're talking about TikTok and some of the wild things that are on there. Kellyanne Conway's daughter has been posting videos on TikTok showing the abuse that she's been receiving from her mom. So yeah, TikTok has a very varied range of content on there.
Oh no,
from,
trust me.
the
There
Bust
are
It Down challenge.
there's the busted down challenge. There are women who are literally just like grazing some sharp objects over their skin, saying, "That's right, Daddy. I want you to plow me in the next week." There are some people out there who are basically one note over suicide. There are people who are just doing reaction videos. Like it is. Y'all remember YouTube back when they had the 5-star rating system? It is the wild west with a Smith and Wesson out there over on TikTok. They are assembled uniquely. They are built differently. And I'm telling you right now, it's an app that doesn't necessarily curate content to you. It's just like a bunch of shit that's on your For You page. And your For You page, it can be anything from wild and crazy zany shit to shit that like kind of fits somewhere within some sort of algorithm of the content that you watch. And it's weird because like there are definitely times where you'll see a chick who does not look like they are anywhere near out of high school talking about they're a mentally unstable whore. I don't know about y'all. I don't know what the fuck is going on. This is like, it's like a Kids Bop. It's like when Kids Bop be like trying to sing to you like Fetty Wap Trap Queen, but it's kids, and it's like that's not. You don't. That's not how you do that.
One of my personal favorites.
I don't be getting it, bro.
One of my personal favorites is the one where the girl, I believe she's like 15 or 16. She got wrapped up in the whole, joke of men are trash. And so she made tons of videos of her being like, men are trash. Men are the worst. They're trash. To a point where she made a video where she's just like, I've been saying that men are trash so much that I'm actually starting to believe that all men are trash and I don't know what to do about it.
Well, here's the thing. I understand some of these things come full circle, but I've seen there's this black chick on here who said, and I quote, "White privilege isn't real." Now, hold on. Before any of y'all get your keyboard fingers all stretched out and limbered and ready to go full blaze on her, here's her reasoning. I just want y'all to hear her out. It's hilarious. I just want you to hear it. White privilege isn't a thing because there's no white entertainment network. Wait for it. There's no white culture foods when you go on Uber Eats, DoorDash, etc. These are the arguments she was making. There's no and it's like, so I'm like, so what is Italian food? What is Greek? I'm just trying to figure some of these things out, Like I'm just like I mean, if you gonna tell me they don't exist, I mean,
it's like that Twitch streamer, Critical Bard, said a few weeks ago when people were getting on to him about him saying that he, he has no sympathy for white tears out there.
And the reason why I bring this up is because I said this last week, but it's now evolved because now this week, it's a bunch of reaction videos all over my timeline of people just either saying, "I totally agree. This woman clearly understands what it means to be an American," or the opposite. "This bitch smokes crack." And like literally it's taken over my For You page. I'm trying to bring this all together to like show you where we started and how we've devolved in the course of 7 or 8 days. Probably 10 to 11 days by the time this hits YouTube, but you get my point. How many
of those did you like? How many of those did you sit and actually like watch?
I watched about 5 or 6 from beginning to end, and they're about 20 to 50 to 59 seconds because the longest you can have is a minute. But the sheer volume of the ones I skipped, it had to be at least 30 or 40.
Yeah, you got to find like videos about like cats and like wholesome things now for the algorithm to like completely fuck itself and give you things that are not those annoying type of videos because that's how it starts.
Also, I don't know if this is a new trend or if this is something that just now recently started. Because, like I said, I am completely new to this platform. I'm going in there 100% no body condom, just absolutely naked and afraid. And now there's this new trend where it's just girls in thigh highs playing the same audio, and the audio is, "You mean to tell me that men actually like when the little bit of pudge comes off the top of the thigh high?" And it's just like, is it this thing on? Hello? What year is it? This has been common knowledge for at least 2 decades. Like I'm confused. I'm lost. I don't.
Common knowledge. They don't talk about that on the internet. So obviously,
They don't talk about
not
it.
common
Where?
enough.
Where are they not talking about it? Where?
Hey, they don't talk about it on my internet. What are you talking about? I've never heard this, and that's why I'm making a TikTok about it.
So you've never heard the young squire, the scholar that once said the illustrious words, "Thick thighs save lives." And I know it's only a philosophy at this point because a lot of people have had a recent meeting at the at the Thiocracy, and they've come to determine. Wait, hold on, let me finish. That thick thighs don't actually, in turn, save lives. They end lives. And there's a lot of brothers out there trying to die. You've never heard either one of these two schools of thinking. That's what you're telling me right now. Not on your internet.
Look, hey, man.
No, answer the question, sir. Answer the question. Have you heard it or no?
Hey, give me a second here, sir. Give me a second to get my thoughts. Your Honor, he's out of order.
I am the honor, and no, I can't be out of order. I'm asking a simple question. Now answer it, sir.
Well, sir, the very brief answer to your question is yes, but the unbrief answer to your question is yes. However, this phrase is used in profiles for dating apps such as Tinder so often that it has completely and totally lost its usage on a lot of people because it's like, oh, she's, that they're just trying to be funny because they heard it on the internet. Oh man, it's like, hey, thick thighs save lives. It's like, but you wait, those aren't thick. It's like, look, with some of the things I've seen, I could put that my thick thighs will save some lives.
All right, pal. All right.
Because they're thick. All right.
Bro, your mic completely cut the fuck out with that. We heard TH, gap, HHH, gap. I guess you had to put in them extra spaces to put a further emphasis on the thickness. I understand. I'm
paving the wave of the internet right now. That is the new way to type that out.
That's cap.
You'll type it on Twitter.
That's cap.
They'll type it on Reddit.
He's capping
it'll
right
be on
now,
Reddit
bro.
First, and then it'll get to Twitter. And by the time I see it on my Twitter timeline, it's already over. They're gonna be like, man, I wonder who invented this. And then they're gonna post a picture of this stream and post a picture of me with that subtle fraud right next to it. Some people are going to actually etch that out and put their name on it, and then I will step out and I will say it was me, it was I who started this. Give me credit where credit is due on the internet, ladies and gentlemen. Internet historian will make a video about me one day.
You done?
Nah.
Okay, keep going. I will take the graphic off I'll take the graphic off the screen when you're done.
Nah, man. You know who I am. Why don't you read the name before you do this nonsense here? You see, you're being redundant with that part now. You see there? You see the name that says subtle fraud? That's short for subtle fraudulence. All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you listen to this man, I give this man a huge goddamn warm and welcome, letting him have all this illustrious wonder and splendor to his name. And then he comes out here and tries to deep fake you all in the submission. Alex Jones, you better watch out. He coming for your job. You next.
Like all my ex-girlfriends, you too will learn that it was foolish of you to give me all of those compliments, sir.
You know what? You might be onto something. But you did bring up Tinder, which is an excellent segue into our next discussion point, because while I was on TikTok, I got an ad for something called Kippo. Now, ladies and gentlemen in the chat, if you guys are watching YouTube comment section, pause the video and tell me what you think Kippo is. Like, when you think about an app called Kippo, what do you think it is? What do you think it is? What do you think TikTok would be trying to advertise to me? Like, what specifically do you think it is?
It sounds like a noise that like a creature in a Final Fantasy game would make.
I guess I can see it. I can see it being an RPG creature. Like, there's various things I could see it being. So, that being said, I see one advertisement. I skip right past it. Then like a few hours later, I went to go upload a video to TikTok and I got another ad. And it's just like showing like a bunch of clips from video games. And then it's got this girl who's like smiling. And I was like, what even is this, bro? It is a dating app for gamers. KIPPO. Kippo.
You mean Geek to Geek? Or
you mean
Adult Gamer Finder?
No, oh my God, no, not like this.
Or Gaming Date 2K?
Oh, this man said Gamer Day 2K, bro. Who remembers Gamer Nook, bro?
Oh, whoa.
Yo, hold on. There's no way that place still exists. Wait, Gamer Nook still exists? Whoa.
You decided to look, man.
I had to look, bro. Oh, wait, hold on. Never mind. They're an eSports news center now. And they do coding boot camps? Yo, they really leveled up out here, bro. Wait, Minecraft mod camp. Kids will learn to create. Wait, hold on. They got boot camps for kids. Hold on. Wait a minute. Oh, you know what? That must be a different entity because they didn't have money before.
Right. Pioneering the future.
Hey, man, they got to cultivate that young talent and they got to make sure that, they're funneled into their system very early, get them nice and indoctrinated. So, you know what I'm saying? Every time they might need a favor from someone who gets in the industry, they're like, hey, bro, we got you started. Hey, give us a good look. You know what I'm saying? It's not a bad way to market yourselves, but hey, I guess it is what it is. Anyways, back to this Kippo thing. So if you go on the Play Store right now, I said it had like 50,000 users. Now you got to understand when you're pushing something out to TikTok or, various other social medias, and you have small user base of 50,000, when we're talking about, a global platform, you got to start wondering, what are you going to do? Find 3 people in your area? So that being said, I live in a somewhat metropolitan area and decided to go ahead and, you know what, we'll make an assumed name. I just want to see how many profiles were there. I'm not going to tell you that the vast majority of these profiles are fake and just completely RNG generated, but we saw a good handful of photographs where these were not the same people in each post, but they were pretending like they were. That's number 1. Number 2, when you read the reviews of this app, apparently there is 0 interaction between anybody on this app, which is something that you should expect. They'd be like, I've been on here. Like some dude was like, I've been on here for weeks and I haven't gotten a single match. That could mean he's ugly. That could mean that the people aren't real. You guys be the judge. Neither here nor there. I'm not here to judge you guys. I'm just saying the fact that this app exists is hilarious because you can't really make like a full-fledged typical profile that you would do on like Facebook or hell, even Twitter or other social medias. You got to do stuff like this. There's a virtual room and you have to put all the consoles that you own in it. Or it shows you a list of 6 different generations of Pokemon and you have to pick your favorite starter from each.
Hey, but what if I'm a nerd that doesn't like Pokemon? Hey, what about that?
Hold on. There's more. Actually, you know what? Hold on. We did download the app. Hold on. Let me see what all the widgets are. Let's give it a full full thing here. All right, let me get rid of this. And what else is there? Okay. You have the compatibility widget, which allows you to put, are you vegan? Do you want kids? Do you not want kids? Are you African American, Asian? What's your highest level of education? Your favorite food? What are your pronouns? What do you do for a living? What's your source of income? That type of stuff. What's your orientation? So then the next one is about me, which is basically you get to write a Twitter bio. Like the 240 character thing that you get to write. You get one of those.
Uh-huh.
Then there's this or that, which is, would you rather read books or watch TV? Would you rather watch an action movie, a comedy, or horror? Like basically that. And you just pick 5 things.
Wait.
What?
You could do both.
Yeah, you could, but not on this one. Then it says this or that. Would you rather play on console, PC, or mobile? And you have to choose. Or are you a PlayStation? And then the next one is PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo. And it's like, well, what if you're a PC only? So you pick PC, and then you get to that one, and you have to answer all the questions. Otherwise, you can't use the widget. So yeah,
it seems like a lot of work put into something that's not going to get you anything close to what you were expecting.
Exactly. Then you have the Wizarding World widget. Also, Septwitch, we appreciate these gift subs. Holy shit, bro. We appreciate those, man. Big ups to you. But there's a Wizarding World one where you get to decorate your profile saying you're from Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, Slytherin, etc., Ravenclaw, whatever. Then you have your personality type. You have a Summoner's Rift one. You have a League of Legends one. You have a Sagittarius. Like, what's your astrology sign?
Pause. So there's a Summoner's Rift one, and then there's a League of Legends one?
No, the Summoner's Rift one is the League one.
Okay, I was trying to make sure those are the same one, because I was about to say, I was like, if those are separate, then
no, they're the same.
Miss.
Then you have the stay home hashtag stop the spread. You have the introduce your sidekick, and like the cover one is Gary from SpongeBob. You have the lug languages. You have an Animal Crossing one, but you get my point. Actually, no, that's all of them. Never mind. We went through every single one of them. All right. Well, you get my point. A lot of it is a bunch of fluff that doesn't tell you anything about yourself. But I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah, I was going to say, can we like talk about how these profiles are doing a little too much to try and make it seem like everything in your profile is your entire personality and there's nothing more?
Yeah, like I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, you can't put your entire personality in a box. I mean, let's be honest. If you're out here on Tinder and you're having success, you're just gonna stay on Tinder. Yeah, let's stop the cap.
Yeah.
If you're someone who's playing video games and you're like, let's go to gamer Tinder. Most of y'all don't even want to use mics in games with mics where you have to talk to your team so you can win. You think these people come on, bro.
I don't want to talk to some 12-year-old who's gonna call me the N-word. Come on, man.
Nah,
Jeez.
bro. I'm talking about when you on a team with people who you like, when you heard them speak and you could tell that they're adults, you don't even want to talk.
How often does that happen not on PC?
Look, I don't know what y'all be doing on console, bro. I have not played a console team-based game since like. Nah,
hey, man, you play MK11. That's a team-based game.
You know what? We're just gonna ignore this, man. We about to put the cap sign back up because my man just saying things now. You're just saying things, sir. You're just saying things because you got a mouth.
Fraud.
Nah, the subtleness has gone. The subtleness has left the building. You just fraud now.
Nah, man.
Man. Nah, bro. You just gonna have to hold this one, bro.
Like, sir. That is it.
You mean like that army heist movie you were talking about earlier?
Bro. Do you even want to bring that up to people? Like, Zack Snyder is making a zombie heist movie, ladies and gentlemen. Be aware of that. It's coming out on Netflix, and Dave Bautista is going to be in it with Chris D'Elia. So, look out for that, because that's going to be a movie.
It's called what? Army of the Dead, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Army of the Dead. Let me pull up the page. Let me pull up the page.
It gives me the same vibes as oh my god, what was the movie about the girls who were in the mental asylum who pictures like they daydreamed to be these like stripper ninjas or whatever, and like the main girl was Baby Doll. It was a Zack Snyder movie. I know that.
I do not know that. That does not ring a bell in my head, bro.
It was a huge disappointment. That's what I remember, because there are some scenes of some things that are happening in that movie that are not appropriate.
Wait, you're not talking about Sucker Punch, are you?
I am talking about Sucker Punch.
You know what? Oh yeah, because was it like Vanessa Hudgens in that movie?
Yes, that was like the hype behind the movie. There were a lot of these women who were going to be in the movie, and we're all like, "Oh wow, this is going to look like an amazing thing." And then you watched it, and it was not.
But hey, you know,
it was like also like very misogynistic. Like it was very weird. It's also very misogynistic, and like there's literally a part where she's getting like lobotomized so that like sexual assault can happen, and I'm like, what is this?
Yeah, but here's the thing. Zack Snyder had Zack Snyder has some extensive range as a writer, producer, and director because he was a director and writer on 300, which we all know, huge hit. Like, I don't think anybody's going to disagree with that. You know, he directed Dawn of the Dead. Everybody loved it. Watchmen was one of those movies where it was like, I feel like this should have been multiple movies, but putting it in one movie, he did, I guess, the best he could with what he had, but that I felt like that
he didn't.
You're not wrong
because he didn't understand it at all. He wanted everyone to be superheroes and like be these like he wanted them all to be Gal Gadot from Wonder Woman, to be these like super beautiful, super
they wanted
amazing,
them to be symbols,
infallible heroes and stuff like that. But like the whole point of the story is that they're regular ass people.
Yeah,
the comic makes sure to make them look like regular ass people.
Would you say The Boys is a better interpretation of Watchmen than?
Yes, probably.
Was Hancock a better interpreter? You know what? Let's not go there. We don't have to have that conversation right now. But he also made He also directed Man of Steel. He did the 300 sequel, but it was weird because on the original 300 he was a director, but in the 300 Rise of an Empire he was the producer and the writer and not the director, which was really weird.
That's so weird.
Then he had his DC. Then he had his DC downtrend of Batman v Superman, Suicide Squad. First Wonder Woman was all right. Justice League, but as we already know,
Snyder didn't direct the first Wonder Woman.
Yeah, no, he produced.
Oh well,
he was credited as a producer. That doesn't mean he was the head producer, but he was in the room. He was the executive producer on Aquaman. Obviously, he was credited as producer in 1984. Now he's got Army of the Dead and the Suicide Squad reboot sequel. That's not really either of those things, but it is those things, which is apparently coming out this year. What?
Yeah, because James Gunn is directing that. That's the only reason why that movie has promise, because James Gunn is directing it.
August 6th. All right. Well, strap in, ladies and gentlemen. This year just keeps.
You don't remember, what was it? Not last year, but like end of 2019 when DC had this like outburst of all these announcements of these like things that were going to come out, and then 2020 happened and like none of it came out.
Nah, I don't. I'm gonna keep you right now. All I remember is that John Cena is going to be in the movie, and I was just like Idris Elba, and I moved on with my life.
Okay, let me remind you of the things that are coming out for DC. You've got that Suicide Squad reboot, which is supposed to be Suicide Squad 2.
Yep.
That's the only reason why Margot Robbie is still in it. The Snyder Cut.
Yeah, I know about that. Which apparently is now going to be a 4-hour movie again, as opposed to the 4 1-hour episodes. So I don't know what the fuck's going on over there.
No, well, they'll figure it out. It'll come out on HBO Max. It's all right. They do have DC Universe as a part of their platform, so it'll come out on HBO Max regardless. What is it? DC Imposters? I think not DC Imposters. There's like another DC game that's coming out. And then there's also
there's a Suicide Squad game, and then there's the Bat Family game. That's not Batman,
right? Okay,
I know about those two games. Now, if there's a third game, then I am shooketh because I damn sure don't know about it. You go out there and lighten your boy on that one, but I only know about those two. Which it's weird because like they showed it at that like DC like event, and I ain't heard shit about either since.
I haven't heard anything about any of these movies or games.
That's what I'm saying. Like they just kind of like
it's all coming out in like 2021.
I mean, I know we're only in January, but we figured we would have heard at least a little Bo Peep or something. Like, had a little bit of breadcrumb of some information, but
it's gonna be one of those things. They're just gonna like re-announce it to everyone once it gets closer and be like, hey, remember guys, it's coming. Just in case you forgot about it. We've got
which we did. Trust me, we did.
The next Spider-Man, after the Spider-Verse movie comes out, then they're gonna drop it, low key and be like, "Hey guys, we still make movies, so here you go."
Yeah, because
Wonder Woman was supposed to launch that influx of those titles, but Wonder Woman came out and it flopped. So
it's weird. Like normally, like the first one had so much fanfare and people were basically serenading it, like, yes, DC finally does it, they're back. And then I don't think they've ever even gotten close to even sniffing the same area code as the first Wonder Woman since.
yeah.
Because I mean, you had Birds of Prey, which I mean, you saw how that faded away real quick.
It was mediocre.
And like everyone else just holding out for the Snyder cut at this point. But it's really weird that the Birds of Prey storyline just ended up being a Harley Quinn breakup storyline.
I hate that.
Like it's like they wanted to make a second Harley Quinn or a second movie with Harley Quinn in it, but they didn't really know how to make it a plot, and then they just kind of threw stuff together. And then they made sure that every villain that or any antagonist that Harley may run into was just the most incompetent human being on the planet, to where it was like, are we even rooting for Harley to win? Because there's no way she could lose to these two. So all these
also made Huntress was a joke.
Yeah.
Like a little joke. And it worked out for the movie, but like for the overall universe, it's not great.
Because you want to know what the weird thing is? Like, who Cassandra Cain is, right?
Yes.
Man. Like canonically, her parents are David fucking Cain and Lady Shiva. And at this point, it's like, if you look at some of the comics, by age 8, she ripping out people's throats, bro. Like,
yeah, she's literally supposed to be growing up at the League of Shadows, but they didn't put that Cassandra Cain in the movie. They put a different girl and named her Cassandra Cain. So, it's all good.
Yeah, and it's just like, then you have to deal with like the fabrications of, resculpting that character from literally the ground up. And it's just like, yeah, she hangs out with Harley for protection and things of that nature. And it's like, do you know who her parents are?
She could have been just like unnamed, like non-canon character that's added for the movie. I would have been fine with that.
Yeah, but
I don't mind that.
But at that point, you just said that we're just going to take this character's name and recontextualize everything about the character to where this was a fanfic.net version of that character. But once again, DC's been on a weird downtrend with their movies. But speaking of things being on the downtrend and even attempting to go through revisionist history, yo, you heard about the 1776 Commission, bro? That was wild, bro.
Oh boy, let me go ahead and lay some facts here, because first off, we have to point out that we are now out of the Negaverse. So 45, 46. I don't
45.
I can't count.
45.
Okay, 45 is out. 45 is out. He waved goodbye, and his wife was like, stop waving and get out of here. All right. So he's out, and on his way out, one of the things he was trying to put into play was the 1776 Commission, which was a literal re-education document that was going to educate people on why the topic of slavery causes division in the country, because people believe slavery to be a lot worse than it actually was.
Well, here's the thing.
Not that bad.
Here's the thing. It wasn't just like the way you're saying it makes it sound a lot lighter than it was. What it wanted to do was.
I'm not done.
Oh, okay. All right, finish.
I'm not done.
Finish.
I'm not done. Okay. It tried to convince people that slavery was not bad because of the fact that other people in other countries have also had slaves. Of other races, or whatever. And then it also tried to use Martin Luther King to sell this this propaganda. It also tried to inform people on what fascism is through a document that is literally a tool for fascism. It tried to give its own definition of communism. Oh my God. I wish I could like look through the original document again, but I have to inform you guys that once Joe Biden got in, he already put in an executive order to get that shit the fuck out of here. Cause it was nonsense. And
So
it was literally like propaganda for like a lot of these like alt-right people to be like, see guys, it wasn't that bad. What are you talking about? Black Lives Matter and all these people who are saying that, that Martin Luther King and what he fought for and whatnot, all those times are so terrible. It wasn't that bad. America is amazing at all times. What are you saying?
So I see some people are confused in the chat, so I'll give you like the layman street version of what he just said. Basically, he was trying to produce a document that was going to basically set a standard or set a tone here, where he wants people who are educators out there to recontextualize American history to the point to where we say things like, instead of saying slavery was bad, we were saying slavery built the roots of this country in a way that built a path for African Americans to live the lives they live today. It taught them values like hard work.
This was meant to be part of a curriculum to teach like kids in school.
Yeah, to basically make it seem like anything that was ever racial, right, either was either racist or even just caused any sort of divide in the country at any point, wasn't really causing a divide. It was bringing us together as one unified nation, one consciousness, to make ourselves infinitely better than any other nation across these globe. That's what it's meant to do.
Let's get one thing very, very clear before we move on past this point of division here.
Okay.
Anyone who is not like who does not acknowledge that slavery was terrible is not someone that's dividing the nation. There's someone who's probably trying to, form the nation into a different image all together. And they're probably a racist. It's like I'm pretty 99% possible that they're a racist if they don't acknowledge that slavery was bad. Not even like specifics about
but you know what's
like
crazy?
certain years or anything like that. Just
what's crazy? They'll be like, slavery wasn't bad, and it's like, but would you be a slave though? Oh no, that'd be terrible. I don't understand this. I don't understand how anybody could have a mindset where they say that.
Slavery is not causing division here. We all know that it is a premier sign that someone is not a great person if they're telling you slavery was not that bad or slavery was good.
It's like nah, it's just you got to pack up they whole center of being and just toss them into the trash can. Because they can't be here. They got to get the fuck up out of here, bro. There's some things that you can say, and we might be like, oh my God, haha, he's a fucking idiot, or she's a fucking dumbass, what a fucking fool. But then there's some things where we just look at you and just go, nah, the trash can.
Even racist people acknowledge that slavery was bad. That's the thing.
Yeah, as strange as that may be to say, yes, there are some people who are racist who are like, all right, but slavery's a bit too far. But once again, we don't want to linger on this stupid ass topic too much. But yes, basically your boy Young 45, aka DT, Mr. Trump, had some weird shit he was trying to do at the tail end of his tenure in the White House.
Bro, and he was bold with it. Like, he was like, yeah, guys, we're doing this. And like, there were a lot of like Republican senators who was like, yeah, guys, I don't see what the problem is with this. And where are those guys now?
Well, a lot of them wanted to even just change like the basis on how you interpret things that happen. And not only that, they wanted to leave out some inconvenient truths to whatever fucking narrative they were trying to portray in said commission. Right. It was pretty fucking trash. Okay, it wasn't pretty funny. It was just fucking trash. Like,
yeah, it was garbage. Like,
I don't want to make a pun on the word president because it was very unprecedented that this shit would type of happen. It's not.
Yeah, and this is on the White House website.
Yeah, and it's weird because like you had sent me the actual link to the White House website, And then like overnight, it was gone. That same link doesn't work anymore because I guess Biden was like, get that shit off the goddamn internet. And I was like, all right. But speaking
That
of
man's
Biden,
squatting everything.
but speaking of Biden getting all this shit the fuck up out of here, I have seen that there are a lot of people out there who are like, hey, yo, fuck Joe Biden. None such more than Marjorie Taylor Greene, who has decided to file an impeachment plan and to, decided to see where this goes and to pursue it to impeach Biden on day damn one, Vivian. Day damn one.
From our home state of Georgia, ladies and gentlemen, we've got Marjorie Taylor Greene.
The South gonna hold it down. The South gonna hold it down, hold it down, hold it down, hold it down. And you may be saying, all right. So what does Mrs. Taylor Greene have to say? Well, I don't know if you know this, but apparently Marjorie Taylor Greene has endorsed the conspiracy theories that 9/11 was an inside job and that Sandy Hook was staged by children actors and that the conspiracy theory that the Parkland shooting was also staged.
Mm-hmm. And fun fact about her election, by the way, her opponent was a Democrat who was gaining a lot of steam. Like he was doing really well. He was probably going to win against her, but suddenly he was having some sort of marital issues, and he got served divorce papers by his wife mysteriously, and because of this situation, he was forced to move to Indiana, and because he could not live in Georgia anymore for whatever reason, he had to forfeit. Like he had to drop out because if you don't live in Georgia, you're not allowed to run for any like area of Georgia. Like
I mean that does make sense, to be honest, but here's the funny thing,
like
though.
every time I try to look it up, every time I try to see like get like the full story on like hey, what was happening with his wife, like what was happening here, there's like all this like veil of like mystery. It's literally just like, hey, he was doing well, and then he got served divorce papers, and he had to move to Indiana because he couldn't stay in Georgia and couldn't find a place in Georgia in time, and so he had to drop out.
But here's the weird thing about it, though. Like when you look at the stuff that she's endorsed conspiracy theory wise, Alex Jones comes to mind, and we all know when Alex Jones shows up, we point, we laugh, we ridicule. It's even gotten to the point to where he's basically been threatened to be sued if he keeps some of this bullshit up and some of this chicanery and tomfoolishness that he has in his repertoire of tricks.
Specifically about Sandy Hook,
yeah,
and how he tried to sell this idea that the kids in shown in Sandy Hook footage were method actors, and this is where that whole like method actor like mentality became a lot more like mainstream to conspiracy theorists, because Alex Jones was like selling that hard, and so he got sued because of course people were going to the homes of these parents and saying, this is all fake. We all know that you're, just an actor and all of this bullshit. And they were like literally torturing these people who went through this horrible tragedy. And Alex Jones himself came out and was just like, I was being a dumbass. Like, that wasn't like it's not fake. I apologize. All that jazz. Meanwhile, Marjorie Taylor Greene still believes in what Alex Jones is selling,
and still gets elected.
Jones,
which is wild to me. But like the other thing about it is like I said, when it comes to Alex Jones, we know to point, laugh, ridicule, get him the fuck up out of here, ha ha ha. But for some,
but you also know, real quick, that he is the gauge on exactly how ridiculous the theories have gotten, because Alex Jones recently came out and he like shat on QAnon. Like he went in on QAnon and talked about how like absolutely terrible QAnon is and how it's all ridiculous, it's all a lie, and he's had it with their bullshit, and they need to get out of here, because he always knew that it was it was a farce, it was nonsense, and that people shouldn't have believed it this whole time. And if Alex Jones is saying that you are like ridiculous and crazy and that you're selling conspiracy theories, then that means that you
Well, here's the
need to
thing.
find a different grift.
Here's the thing, though. QAnon blew up in and on itself because, like, they were like, wait, the Great Awakening, the Great Storm, it's not happening. And it's just like, I don't know what type of crack or LSD that y'all partake in, but it had to be some mighty strong concentrate shit for you to think that storm was going to happen, because I don't know how somebody with, you know, a stable mind and even mediocre mental health, hell, even deteriorating mediocre mental health, would come into the mindset and the mind frame of thinking this great storm was going to happen. I don't see it. I mean, y'all had an infinite plethora of time. Like, you know, y'all saw Black Lives Matter protests. You saw the weird shit that went on in Michigan with Trump supporters. You saw the shit that happened at the Capitol. If some shit was going to jump off, I figured over the past 7 months, especially when y'all don't have literally shit else to do but go come up with your crazy conspiracy theory meetings, because, you know, most of y'all ain't going to work. COVID's got to shut the schools down. You're staying at home. I figured y'all would have nothing else to do at this point. But y'all just sat on your haunches, and I'm like, yeah, come on, y'all. Y'all look pathetic.
Well,
y'all always look pathetic, but at this point, I'm like, come on, bro.
Let's put it this way. Most of these people who fell for this trap, who fell for this con, are people who usually have like a lot of blind faith in things. They're not the type of people who would see a news story on TV and be like, okay, maybe they're not telling me the whole thing. And so QAnon was their way of being like, oh, now I feel like, you know, I'm actually like really using my brain and using my mental capabilities to see the real world. Now that someone is telling me that I should be questioning these specific things in a specific way.
Mm-hmm.
So unfortunately, those people fell for someone who was like leading them astray. But yeah, it was like very impressionable people who were like at home and living during a very confusing time, and they were just like, I need something to tell me that things are going to be okay and that someone is going to save me. I need Superman to be here. And then you got Q that comes out and is like, don't worry, Superman is in the office, the storm is coming.
But you want to know the dumbest thing about it, though? So she filed impeachment based off of things Joe Biden did during his tenure as vice president during the 2008 to all the way up to 2016 actions with being the VP underneath the main president, Barack Obama. And I'm like, wait, so you going to use his past against him, but you don't want people to use what Trump did in his tenure against him? I don't like the basis of your attempt at impeachment here, Ms. Taylor, is backwards and as hypocritical as it can be.
You know, the wildest thing about Trump not being on social media right now is that we don't know if he's not in jail yet.
Nah,
like he could have got on that plane, and it could have been like Orange is the New Black, where they were like, hey, yeah, don't worry, we're taking you to the new jail. And they literally drove straight to like the Supermax prison to take him to ICE and like put them all in like immigration facilities. And it's like, yeah, you guys are here forever. It's like, Trump could have got on that plane and they just flew him straight into the jail. It's like, here's your new home, sir.
Bro, you mean like season 3 of Psycho-Pass when they got that man said, unhand me. I did it. I got away with it. That man got on a first class flight. My man was chilling, bro. He had his legs up. He was like, stewardess, could you please come here? I would like insert drink here on the rocks. And she said, oh, I understand. My man was just chilling. And then all the passengers started disappearing. And he found out they were holograms. He said, what? He said, oh, by the way, you're in the Federal Bureau airplane. Just want to let you know that. Your ass ain't going anywhere. You going to jail. Man, it was like, bro, come on now. It could happen. But I feel like...
Also, Marjorie Taylor Greene is stupid for this, okay? Yes, I'm using the word stupid for this.
Talk to him.
Marjorie Taylor Greene, here's why it is a stupid move to even like attempt to do this right now. this is literally the point in time where everyone is acknowledging that there is a democratic majority in the Senate right now.
Mm-hmm.
And in order for the impeachment to matter, as we're all hearing about with Trump's impeachment right now, it's got to be approved by the Senate. But if there's a Democratic majority in the Senate and you're trying to impeach the Democratic president, you've like literally seen this on the opposite side with Trump. Like, what do you think is going to happen? They're going to be like, oh shit, she gave us the evidence. She said it happened.
Because here's the thing. Let's just say she has credible evidence. Like, let's say she's taken the time to vet her sources. Here's what we know. It doesn't matter if you're Republican or Democrat. 9 times out of 10, the people that you have in the Senate or the House, they play for their team. They don't give a fuck what the facts are. They don't give a fuck how much truth is in there. Joe Biden could be outed as the biggest piece of shit pedophile fucking zombie rapist that we've ever seen. And there will be people who are repping the blue brand going, but he's blue, so I don't care. I do not see it. It never happened. Oh, you have documentation. It never happened. And they won't push through with the impeachment.
No. You see, what will happen is they'll take a play out of the Republican playbook and say, no, you have witnesses. No. They're not allowed to speak. The witnesses are not allowed to speak in front of the people who are going to judge this. Like, no. How dare you? You brought witnesses to prove your case? Get them out of here.
They're not real. That's crack.
Yeah. That's hearsay. Witnesses are hearsay. Get them away from us.
Even if they're credible, hearsay, I say. Throw them out. The funny thing is, like, when it comes to politicians, there's a reason why politicians are not supposed to be liked. 9 times out of 10, they're just gigantic sacks of shit. Now, they may have started off with the heart of valor and wanting to make a positive change, but I don't know, something happens, and like, not everybody can be this great human being that, you know, stands the test of time.
Except for one man who went against all the odds at one inauguration. The man who was supposed to be the chosen one. Get inaugurated. Oh, all right.
do not treat this man like he's Avatar, the last meme bender, bro. By the way, I'm getting tired of that meme. By the way, I'm getting tired of that meme. By the way, for those of you who don't know, he's talking about Bernie Sanders. He's talking about Bernie Sanders.
Bernie Sanders honestly, true to his character fashion, he showed up in like an overcoat and with like mittens and whatnot. Like, he wasn't like dressed up for the inauguration. He was literally there like, yo, it's cold out here, man. Can we hurry it up? And there are all these photos of him in a chair, like falling asleep and whatnot. And I mean, Bernie is a very, very old man. And, you know, he comes from a very, very cold place. So he's already seen this rigmarole. He's like, yo, I've got these documents in my hand. I've got to like make legislation happen right now. Change needs to happen right now. I've only got a couple of years left, guys.
But you want to know something funny? You want to know something that I find fucking hilarious?
What?
So, a lot of people who are both Republican and a lot of people who are Democrat said that the reason why they wouldn't want Joe Biden is because look at how old he is. And then they didn't want Bernie was because how old he was. Then they picked Joe Biden. I'm like, Joe Biden is like 78 and Bernie's 79. Whoa. Where does it stop?
I will put out this statement on the whole like Bernie versus Joe Biden as the candidate thing. Mm-hmm. I don't like now looking at it now. I don't know if I could like confirm that Bernie Sanders would win the election if he was the nominee instead of Joe Biden because of all of the like propaganda that can get spread so easily to say, well, Bernie Sanders is a socialist. Look at all this footage of him saying that he is a democratic socialist. He's trying to give you all socialism. And then like,
bro, did you not see the anti-Joe Biden?
Know what's up.
Have y'all not seen the anti-Joe Biden commercials, bro? Joe Biden. All right,
but like,
all right.
But the thing about The
Go
thing
on.
about Bernie is that he literally runs on this, like, on this as like a platform. Like he's like, yes, I am a socialist, and I think socialism is good for America. And ignorant people who don't know what socialism is, all this like bullshit propaganda that tells them that it's like the worst thing ever and that it's related to Nazis, and then they're gonna vote for Trump because they're like, oh, he's gonna save us from America being destroyed and whatnot. And so yeah, so like all the like the demographic that Joe Biden appeals to would be very, very like wishy-washy, and they might not go with Bernie because they might think that he's trying to do too much. But Joe Biden is that right medium. He's like, oh, that's good old Joe. Like he's not really gonna change anything. My life is gonna be the same. I want it to be the same, and so they're gonna vote for him.
Listen, man, that Joe Biden commercial to this day still kills me, bro. Well, it's a Trump commercial about Joe Biden where it plays a bunch of radio static. I need backup. It sounds like a Call of Duty Warzone going on in the background, and then it shows you hear some lady calling on dispatch like, "Help! They're breaking in!" He's like, "Come here!" And like they hear glass break, and like you hear sirens in the background, and it says, "Joe Biden wants to defund the police. Criminals."
Yeah.
It said criminals will run amok. Illegal immigrants will be voting. Is this your America? Because this is Joe Biden's America. This message was approved by Donald Trump.
You see, that sort of thing, like that didn't work as well on Joe Biden because he's literally out here all the time. He's like, that's a bunch of malarkey. What are you saying? I don't like, I'm not trying to do all that. I am an American citizen just like you, and I want you and your enemies to all be okay because we are all American citizens. And I love the police. See, you could believe that shit from Joe Biden. And Bernie Sanders was out there like you see, I also love the cops of this country, but we all must come together and save this nation from the big banks and the big corporations that are trying to take away all of your money. We've got to stop them right now.
Let me tell you something. Bernie Sanders does speak in WWE wrestling promo. I just want to make sure everyone knows that. Like I could see, I could see Bernie Sanders versus Vince McMahon at WrestleMania. I could see it. They wouldn't wrestle each other. No, they would pick stand-ins. But I could see it happening. I
personally would have loved if Bernie was the candidate and he won. Like that would have been great. But I understand why we are where we are right now. We literally went from like middle ground, like let's keep up with the status. I don't need to worry about politics nonsense, and then went down to Trump and like mass hysteria of like, if I wake up tomorrow and World War III is happening, then what's gonna happen the next day? Like remember when we like literally this time last year, we were like the year just started and World War III might be happening because Trump is talking all kinds of like hot fire to
okay. So here's the thing.
Dude.
Here's the thing that we learned about North Korea. North Korea sells wolf tickets. They're not gonna do nothing. China ain't gonna do nothing in terms of physical devastation. They might hack a motherfucker, and they might withhold, or was it Tencent? Tencent might withhold the League of Legends mobile game from coming out to America for another 7 months. But they're not like the worst we were going to do was ban TikTok, and the worst they were going to do was make it so like American people can't get on some of their gaming networks.
But see, we didn't know that at the time, and these are all people who have the abilities to like start some like real shit on American soil. And so we were like, whoa, what is he doing? And so going from that, you have to go back to that like medium, like, oh, okay, I feel safe. Like I don't really have to watch the news every day to figure out whether or not, I'm gonna like walk outside and see like China has decided that they have had our bullshit, and they're gonna take away everything.
Here's the thing with the internet. I feel like
you don't have to do all that, so.
With the internet, I feel like things are way too interconnected at this point. Like you used to be able to make moves, all types of shady moves. Like for example, we're just gonna smuggle some missiles down to Cuba, and you could not do that today.
Exactly.
You could not do that today. That, you know what I'm saying? We ain't even got to send infantry to take you out now. Like, every country got drones. Like, I feel like people talking about, oh, what about nukes and, atomic bombs, all type of shit like that. It's like, there's too much shit. Like, nukes are not a thing you can walk back at this point. Like, most of the big countries, like, they got them, but all it is like, you bring them to the table. I'm convinced, unless there's like some super mad, evil person that gets into power somewhere, most of it is going to be, yes, we got them. And then America's like, yeah, we got them too. And then Russia's going to be like, I don't know what you smoking, but we got that thing too, chief. And then they go, damn, they really do got them things. All right, we'll shut the fuck up. Back to you.
But see, what I'm saying is America now has to recover from having the dude who's like, yeah, we got him. I'm going to press the button right now just so you can see. It's like, whoa. You don't need to do all that. Just tell him we got him. So now we're going from that guy back to the man who's like, yes, we have them.
Trump was never going to push that button, bro.
All right.
Trump's entire political campaign was, can I look good to Twitter? Nah, bro, I don't believe that.
If you told him he was going to lose followers, he might.
Yeah, see, that's different though.
Nah, see, you understand the fact that that's a like a part of that man's like personality. That's why people are like hurt right now. So getting them back to that medium, Joe Biden's perfect for that. That's what they need right now. That's why Bernie. It was like okay. So
let me try to contextualize what you're trying to say. So what you're saying is Biden was good for the American people's mental palate.
Right.
So you're saying like he wasn't necessarily so what you're saying is he wasn't even necessarily the best choice, but he goes down easy like Barack Obama did in 2008.
Right. There
you
go.
Like he was right on time for what the people needed at the quote unquote time to put their minds, at least as a collective, at ease. Because as we've seen, the QAnon folks, they talked a lot of shit. Clearly, it was just talk.
I mean, right, exactly.
But I will say two things.
Can calm down.
I will say two things though.
And then, okay,
it's crazy how like there was that bombing at the AT&T building, and then like we just ain't heard shit about it since.
Oh, that's because what is it? It was one dude, and he only killed himself.
Yep.
And even though he was trying to commit a terrorist action, people were just like, no, this guy was just a dumbass. You don't have to worry about it. Even though the real thing about that's scary is the fact that like his ex-girlfriend like literally called the cops and was like, yo, he's out here doing shit. I think he's building bombs. I think he's actually thinking of doing something crazy. And they ignored her.
That's what I'm saying. Like you would figure that part of the story would have gone, I don't want to necessarily use the word viral, but you figured like more people would have heard about the fact that people were warned that this was something that was in the works.
Gotta put in like 2 weeks later, that's when the Capitol happened. So we couldn't even sit on this one dude is like, wait, he blew himself up. There's so many questions here. And it's like, wait, what is happening at the Capitol? They let them in? Okay.
Hey, bro, for all we know, if that bomb didn't take him out, he might have been at the Capitol, but we'll never know. We'll never fucking know.
Oh, shit. That's another thing about the Capitol that's like really scary. There's one dude who was going to show up there with all kinds of...
You talking about dude with like the 5 different outfits?
No. There was a dude there with like he was gonna show up with a bunch of guns and like bombs and all kinds of like stuff like that, but he slept in, so he fucked up and he showed up late. And what is that? I think like the FBI got tipped off on this dude, and so they literally like found him and they're like, "Yo, we need to search your stuff." And of course, he's just like, "Well, search away, officers. I am an American citizen, whatever." And they found all the bombs and shit, and they're like, "Oh, this man was planning something. He was supposed to be at the Capitol, but he apparently slept in and like, fucked up on like showing up on time for this moment."
The level of incompetence that these people have is like we're blessed that they're that incompetent, but it's like, holy shit.
Yes. It's nuts.
Like it really just doesn't make sense at this point.
So we now have to recover from all that shit with Joe Biden. And like I'm now seeing all kinds of I'm seeing people who are like already going in on Joe Biden. He's not really going to give us the change that we want. Joe Biden is not going to change anything. He's not going to do anything. We needed someone better. We needed someone like Bernie and blah 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 this and that. And it's like, yo, it's the first day. Like he's probably not going to get a lot done, but he's going to get some things done that will set up for a Bernie
Yeah,
able to
that's
come in America actually be okay with that.
Nah.
You have to ease them into that sort of thing. People are like the common folk, especially like the older demographic who don't want to like change their ways. They're not going to see someone like Bernie Sanders or someone who has like the mentality of Bernie Sanders and automatically be like, yeah, I want all of that change right away, all in one giant wave. Like you're telling me it's going to happen, even though it's not going to happen that way. Like, so they're all going to get afraid and then they're going to make a panic vote and then they're going to vote for Trump again because that's kind of what happened the first time.
I mean, we'll see where it goes, but I'm 100% convinced that when it comes to politics, rapid change is the one thing that scares pretty much everybody.
Yeah, but I also don't expect rapid change from any politician. If that happens, then you've got superpowers and you need to tell me how you got them.
Here's the thing. It's not even feasible because, I mean, let's face it. There's multiple layers in these branches that a lot of these things have to even get through before they can even fucking pass.
Mm-hmm.
There might be someone who pitches a lot of ideas who's sitting in the Oval Office, and then sometimes the Senate will be like, boy, if you don't get this shit out of my face, bitch. Sometimes the House will be like, boy, if you don't get this shit out of my face, bitch, even if they have the majority. Shit doesn't always just walk. Now, don't get me wrong. I have noticed that the teams are a lot more loyal these days. So maybe now we're going to see more of an uptick in, the president being able to say some wild shit. And then if they have the House and the Senate, it just goes bloop, 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 right on through. We might be seeing an uptick in that. Who's to say? All I know is politics it's pretty fucking trash, bro.
Yes. It's really rough being a politician. I mean, you got people like Ted Cruz who are out here saying like, "Oh, so you guys are just gonna join the Paris climate accords again? So you're just gonna bend to Paris's will?" And it's like, bro, you're the politician, and you don't know that that's not about Paris. Like, it's about the world. All right, man.
Look, once you get in to a Senate position or you're a representative, or hell, anytime you're actually in one of these political bodies at any level, you don't have to be smart once you're in there.
Let's talk about the in real quick and the fact that there's a lot of nepotism involved in the in that all of these things are related to. And that's why when people say like, oh yeah, the hardworking American man can just, work very hard and they can become one of these senators too. It's like you literally have like some senators who are like the actual example of this and they get shat on all the time because they're doing their jobs the right way, because they were like, yeah, I like actually like studied how the laws work and everything to be here, because like I didn't have a relative who like is related to someone
so what you're
someone.
So what you're saying is shout outs to Kelly Loeffler.
Yeah. She because she's not. First off, I mean, it's nice that once she knew she lost, she like gave up the con and was just like, all right, guys, this is getting crazy. I disavow all that shit. You guys are wild. I lost. Like let's get over it, because at the end of the day, she's still super rich because her fucking husband is in charge of the New York Stock Exchange. Like what? She's gonna be rich forever. But yeah, that robot lady got to that position for reasons. But shout outs to her for at least like acknowledging that she was like it's just like, oh, it's over for me. I'm gonna just go back to living my life now. Don't mind me.
I still think it's hilarious how the WNBA was like, yeah, you might want to sell your team.
So when's the next WNBA game coming out on ESPN?
You don't put me on the spot like that, bro. Don't put me on the spot like that, bro, because you know damn well I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. Look, man. I don't tend to catch a lot of WNBA games. It kind of sucks that WNBA that those games are not like talked about as much as the regular NBA. And it also kind of sucks that some people make jokes of like, "Oh, we don't talk about them that much because they're not as good." And it's like, all right.
Now I don't remember if we talked about this on the podcast, but do you know why Kelly Loeffler had to end up selling the team?
No, I don't remember. Like
All
she
right.
owned
Yeah.
a part of it or something. But
like so she owned the team, and basically at this point you know how the league union decided to put Black Lives Matter and say her name slogans on like gear, merchandise, and warm up, and like like on opening weekend, right? And then she was just like, how about this? I'm gonna write a letter that says to the commissioner of the league that says, yeah, you need to drop support of the Black Lives Matter movement. The truth is we need less, not more politics in sports. She's one of those my players should shut up and dribble types.
Real quick, politics in sports. All these people were like, get those politics out of my sports. I don't remember like Jackie Robinson and I don't know, all these like situations where you had the first Black person to play on this team or whatever, and how that was put on the radio and everything like that. That was politicized up the ass because of race. Like, come on.
Well, here's the thing.
Politics are always
like for Loeffler, it got really bad because like her own team was like, "Hey, yo, what the fuck, yo, turn this shit off." And was like, basically, there were other players in the league who started wearing Vote Warnock shirts like when all this shit was happening. Like it was wild. It was wild.
She got bodied. I'm sorry. She got bodied by she got bodied by like teams putting out like Vote Warnock shirts and all this shit. All of that happening, like she was out of her league, and she understood it by the end. So at least she didn't like lose her mind. Well, I don't know if she's capable of doing all that, but like at least she didn't like get petty with it by the end of it. She was just like, all right, I get it. I'm outmatched. I'm not trying to be on the evil side anymore. I'm trying to just enjoy this money.
Look, man, do you know where her net worth is?
Probably like billions of dollars now.
I want you to put a guess on it.
Let's say 200 million.
All right, so Newsweek apparently reported as early as 2 months ago in November that Loeffler and Sprecher's combined net worth is $800 million.
Oh, their combined net worth? Okay. That makes sense. Also, shout outs to this whole election taking the heat off of her for definitely committing insider trading and avoiding jail. Which, yeah, let's be real. A lot of politicians avoid jail in these situations, but it's like in our face. And it was about the coronavirus. And she still has like no jail? None? Her husband is the dude that like no jail? None?
Nope, we're not even sniffing the bars, my guy. Not even sniffing the bars. But speaking of having a little bit of a sniff there, I gotta ask you this. When we go back to games. Have you heard about D Dawson and the Mortal Kombat community? I feel like I feel like every handful of episodes I have to revisit this topic because there was a podcast that recently came out in which a member of the community decided to say, yes, I DDoS people. And not only do I DDoS people, I get paid to DDoS people. What's that? A tournament's going on? A streamer you don't like is going live? Don't worry. People can pay me up to $200 and I will DDoS. And like, he's put his face out. Like, he's let it be known that this is what they do. And the community has taken almost no steps to get rid of him. Like, at all. Like, not even a single step. Not even a, hey, Ed Boon.
This footage is still out there.
Yeah.
Okay. That's some nonsense going on right there. Paid to DDoS people for what? For these like online tournaments, or just in general, just like, hey, I don't like that dude, DDoS him.
Let's so far, from what we can tell, his body of work is only stemming to MK stuff. But you could pay them to do it to streams or tournaments.
That's so ridiculous. Like, first off, you just admitted that you're committing a crime. But like saying that you're getting paid to do all of this, saying that on a podcast, getting away with it. Yeah, where's this podcast posted? Why did no one clip this? Maybe the podcasters like know this person and want to like protect this person, and so they didn't clip that and try to like gain clout off of it, because if they tried to, it would have gone viral and I would have seen something about this by now. But like, I've literally not heard anything about this.
Oh, you haven't heard this about it? Okay, hold on. Let me go grab this. I'll go ahead and put it here.
Also, just $200? Wait, what?
Yeah. Well, you got to remember, he's in the FGC.
You're DDoSing people for $200?
Yeah, but here's the thing. He's been bold about it. He's been saying he's been doing it. And I mean, this is a federal offense. Like, they can give you time for each individual infraction.
I'm saying, like, what are you talking about? This is at least $200,000.
But yeah. And by the way, the tournament that they were playing, it had like $1,000 in prize. So like, when that person got DDoSed, they basically forfeited their placement. So it was like $1,000 switcheroo on the pricing, which led people to believe that the person he was playing paid for the DDoS. So it'd be like, all right, I paid 200, but I made 800 total. And that's a level of griminess that like come on, bro. Come on, bro. And I'm not sure if this is a like, cause here's the thing, I'm not sure how he's grabbing people's IPs, but I mean, like, you know, if you just have a VPN or like, there's various steps that you could take to not get DDoSed. One of the simplest ones is a VPN, but like the fact that like this, I don't know if it's something specific with like, because remember on MK, not a lot of fighting games allow voice transmittance through the game,
right?
And we don't know if like, because they're allowed to have that type of interaction with the voice. Like some people think it's a voice exploit on the PlayStation platform on how he can do it, but once again, no one really knows that. No one can confirm that for sure. I just think it's funny that like this has happened a good handful of times, and he's not the only one that's doing it, by the way.
Of course not, but like he's the one that's admitting it.
Yeah, so I'm like, all right, it's wild.
Bro, Zefukai, the Soul Calibur player, is literally in this thread, like posting a picture of a definition that says DDoS attacks are illegal, and it's like balls in your court, and I'm like wait,
yeah, like because Echo Reborn, who is somebody who's been running he's running a tournament series right now. I think it's called Champions of the Realm, and he's been a commentator. He's been on ESL events. He even did like the Injustice 2 tournament series with Mr. Aquaman back when, and obviously commentary gigs before that, yada yada, et cetera, and he had an issue where there'd be times where he would go live for 2 minutes and then get DDoSed, but only if he's playing MK. The minute he switched to like Rogue Company or some other game, he wouldn't be DDoSed. But there was, I remember one night, it was like either last month or the month before, he turned on the stream, got DDoSed within 7 minutes, was gone for like 25 minutes, tried to come back, literally found his first ranked opponent, got DDoSed again. And I'm just like, bro, it's gotten to a point now where this is getting kind of ridiculous, bro. I mean, it was ridiculous from the jump, but like, come on, bro. And the fact that they admit it, I just don't get how steps have not been taken. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't get that either. I mean, like, so I see in the thread that like Tyler Lanson is in it, and he's like asking for like what this person's like tag is and stuff. But yeah, I think maybe like NRS is like trying to look into it and trying to figure out what they can do about this on their end, because I mean obviously this is something that needs to be given over to the authorities and not just NRS. But
Facts.
yeah, that's like that's absolutely ridiculous that this dude is like out here just like, yeah, I'm doing it and I'm getting paid, and it's like, yo, arrest this man right now. He's admitting to it.
And the thing that's like really strange about it, right, is because like it's weird how the NRS community moves, because in some cases it'll be fuck this guy for doing almost nothing, then this guy's actually fucking up tournaments, events, people's ability to do their stream thing at all, and they just let this guy cook. Which, all right, that's what you want to do. That's weird. And as you said, NRS is starting to look into it. But then, just as mind-boggling as it is that this person's gotten away with it so long, NRS decided to take immediate action, as with PlayStation, to ban a player and DQ them from the recent tournament on the PlayStation Network there, called Titanium Tigers, because he had a variation name called "Why Would NRS Do This?" Some of y'all may not have heard what I said. They DQ'd the man because of his variation name. Because those of you who don't know, if you guys haven't been following my channel, where I've been uploading some MK Heat, you can have custom variation names where you could go up there and you could put, "Hi, my variation name is Big Suck." Yes, that's a variation you could put. You could change the name to whatever you want to, further put your personality within your characters, yada, yada, so on and so forth. And his was "Why NRS Do This?" And the context for why he changed the variation name to that was because Shiva is now considered by many to be a super broke, oh my God, how do we even deal with any of this bullshit, especially online character? So it was kind of poking fun at the balance of the game by saying, "Why would you do this, NRS?" And he got DQ'd from the tournament for that. Meanwhile, in the very same game, you can change your capital I to a lowercase l, put an N in front of it, and then put 2 G's and an ERS after it, and have that be your variation name, and you will not get flagged or banned from the actual server. Because here's the thing. I don't think PlayStation would have given a fuck at all about this pro competition that they have going on there about variation names. That seemed like a very NRS-centric move to be like, hey, get rid of that guy. But meanwhile, you can have N1 GGERS or NL GGERS, have an actual slur on your screen, and it's completely okay. Their server did not, like, even games like Genshin Impact with bad filters can figure out that those are forced character strokes that should not be near each other.
Go
on.
These sort of things usually get handled by some sort of bot that's going to do the filtering and like look for a certain pattern to match, to be like, oh, this is trying to get around using this word that's not allowed by doing this and shit like that. And that could cause problems and like annoy people, but at the very least, like, do that as opposed to giving people free reign in an online video game that's a fighting game that's for a series that's known to be very edgy and appeal to like edgelords. Because if your game is known for being like that game that has all the mature content, a bunch of like
immature people will show up.
Yeah, they're gonna show up and try to like appear to be like edgy by putting like words that they're told they can't use and shit like that. So you've got to something has to be done for that. Unfortunately, right now it seems like they're just trying to like find people and just like ban them for doing it. Like they're looking for like reports and trying to like ban individuals that way and shit like that. But as far as like an overall thing, they need something that's going to add a filter to the game that's going to say, hey, you can't name your variation something like this, or just, I don't know, give you like make your custom variation names not even like have custom names. Just make it like, oh, this is custom variation 1, custom variation 2, or some shit like that.
Well, here's the thing. If you type out the word normally, somehow the filter knows that they shouldn't do that. Why? It's just like, why didn't you think? It's kind of like how Twitch did the whole thing with, you can't say the hard R in the chat. And it's like, all right, well, did y'all think of the infinite ways that you can get around that just by literally changing any of these keystrokes to these things? Oh, well, we didn't think about it that far ahead. That's on you. You as the streamer have to put those words and blacklist them yourself.
It's probably because the whatever filter they put in place is not smart enough to like to think.
No. It's not a filter.
Oh.
It's not. They literally just typed words you cannot put in a Twitch chat. NIGGER. That's it.
Oh, I'm not talking about the Twitch chat thing. I'm talking about with MK. Like the Twitch chat thing is stupid because they were literally like, "Hey guys, you can't say these words," and it's like, but Twitch. What about the other kinds of variations of these words that you see people do all the time?
You're on your own. Yep, that's
like,
you.
Hey, but you're an internet platform, like made by people who are also like on the internet all the time, and these are things that have been done since like the late 90s to get around these words. So you should be aware that people will do it even now, as long as they know they can get away with it.
But once again, we already know Twitch is completely inept. We know their incompetence knows bounds. We know that they are always punching beneath the bar and never rising to it. But with NRS, once again, when you add custom anything to the game, you gotta think about these things. I figured this would just be something you would think about, but I guess not. Not.
Maybe in MK versus DC, they'll have a better filter in place to deal with all these things when that game has variations, because they're not going to get away from the variation system.
You know what? Just because you said that, I will believe that we will get a Melee 2 Electric Boogaloo before we get MK versus DC again. And the reason why I say that is because
Nintendo hates Melee, sir. Nice try.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I'm talking about our next subject, the Melee mods.
Well, yes. The fan-made Melee 2 Electric Boogaloo will happen before MK versus DC, the official version, comes out.
Yeah, probably. But for those of you who don't know, people have been modding Melee. Yes, Super Smash Brothers Melee. Yes, that Melee. 2002 Melee. And which now we have, well, I hate to say it, it's going to... look, here's my prediction. It's going to become Project M soon enough, because at this point, they're adding Wolf into the game, which right now I believe is just a skin over Fox, which, all right, fine. If you want to add skins to the game, cool, whatever. But we know this is a slippery slope because they've already added new game modes, such as volleyball, which is kind of like, what's that game? Was it like Lethal League or something like that?
Uh-huh.
It's basically Lethal League, but with the Smash characters, but it's in engine and in game of Super Smash Brothers Melee through... is it 20XX? That's what's it's called? That's the mod?
I think that was the latest name for the mod. Yeah. Oh, to also note that the originator of this idea, though, Tekken Ball.
All right, tell me about Mr.
Tekken 3. Oh, you've never seen this mode ever?
No, okay. I've seen it. I'm just saying, you got to enlighten the people. Tell them about it.
So in a little game that came out on the PlayStation 1, known as Tekken 3, which also is included in those PlayStation Minis that came out, a few years ago that we all kind of let happen. Tekken 3 has a mode. Well, first off, Tekken 3 was like a very revolutionary Tekken game. It had Tekken Ball, which was like a volleyball sort of thing where a giant like metal ball shows up in the middle.
Didn't Tag Tournament 2 have it too?
I think Tag 1 had it and not Tag 2. Or Tag 2 only had it on the Wii version.
Yep, it was on the Wii U version. Nailed
Yeah,
it.
the Wii U version was the only one that had it, which is weird. But like a ball shows up in the middle, you hit the ball, and the harder the hit, the more momentum the ball has. The more momentum the ball has, the more damage it does to the character. So you're fighting with this ball instead of fighting each other. And Tekken 3 also had Tekken Force, which I wish that would be its own game. It was literally just to beat 'em up with Tekken characters in it. And then they tried to turn that into that Nina Death by Degrees video game, and somehow they screwed the bag on that. So damn, Namco. Damn. Anyways,
You wanted one thing and they never gave it to you. That's crazy, bro. That's actually insane.
so this Melee mod, right? They added volleyball mode, but that's not all they added. They added Wolf, the character from from Smash games that come after Smash Bros. Melee. They have now found a
Wait,
way to mod
so is
Wolf
he
into the game.
so is he not a skin? He's his own character.
He's not a skin.
Oh.
They've added extra skins for characters in the game.
Mhm.
Literally, like the characters have their colors, and then they've found a way to add extra colors to these characters in the game. And then they also found a way to mod in an extra character slot for Wolf. And I believe Leffen said that they found that they'll have up to like I think like 120 character slots. So they're like somehow some way they've broken this threshold with modding where they can pull in assets from other Smash games, and so they've been testing out Wolf, where like his moveset is based on Fox, it seems like, of course, but it adds in like properties to change it so that it looks more like how Wolf is in like Smash Brawl, and other Smash games going past that. To kind of mirror how they built Wolf in Project M, because Project M was the idea of taking Brawl and wanting to play Melee, and then just turning Brawl into Melee with all the new characters and all the new tools that older characters had and stuff, and modding that in a way to make it like interesting. So yeah, there's a Wolf character that's modded into Melee now. And I mean, it looks pretty nice. Of course, it has like the jank of like modding a character that's not supposed to be there, and like modding these animations that don't come from the game onto this like character and whatnot. But yeah, some people are thinking that this might be the wave. It's like, hey, if Nintendo's not going to give us our sequel to Melee, we're going to make our own sequel.
And just like that, you find out the Melee community has been hard at work, and they have no intention on stopping. Because just when you think that Melee has finally found a way to like, how many times in the past like 6 years alone have we had Melee has peaked? It can't get any farther than this, and then it just keeps getting farther and farther. And then right when you think you hit the ceiling, they say, "No, we just bought a new and bigger house."
Because have geniuses, man. They've got geniuses.
I mean, I think the only thing, well, no, I can't even say that they're second. The only thing that I think is giving them a run for their money is the Sonic community, because these people have been modding, decoding, fucking
right,
decrypting all deep types of code. I mean, they're leaking betas now. Like, it's gotten to a point to where I think if you have the Sonic community and the Smash Brothers community on your side, you're practically undefeated. You're untouchable, really. You might even have diplomatic immunity if you can get both of those franchises' fan bases on your side.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't Smash GG created to just be for like
originally, yes,
for Smash?
Originally,
and it was made by like kids from Georgia Tech, from like here in Georgia, I believe. So
it was originally supposed to be like a place, a nexus for Smash TOs to be able to have all their data, analyze it, and make it easier so pro tours can have their points and all already at a couple of mouse clicks.
Right, like it was supposed to also like replace challenge, because people were getting tired of that, and
they were tired of super basic.
Yeah, I forgot what the other TO like platform was that people were using to run tournaments on.
Okay, there was Binary Beast. There was challenge. There was one that I remember. I don't remember if it was Team Spooky and Justin Wong, but there was like some fighting game players that were like getting sponsored to advertise it for the longest time. And it was like a flash in the pan, like 2-month thing.
Oh, you're talking about the cryptocurrency, bro. I
No,
think
not that. Not that. It was something else before that. Oh my God, it's gonna bother me now. Tournament edition. That.
I vaguely remember that.
That tournament edition.
Wow. Honestly, like yeah, that was a blast from the past.
Yeah, that. I was like, no, there was a bracket thing. I don't know if they were sponsored by it or they just talked about it, but I remember there was a site called Tournament Edition. Yeah, the site is really called tournamentedition.com. And
Bro,
I don't
really we blew through the struggle and got to prosperity. Like
we
real
really
quick.
did. Because here's the thing. Smash GG kind of has everything except I don't know how they've gone this long and not developed a fucking mobile app.
I don't get that either.
Like, I mean, out of all the things that you could have done, like, I figured that'd have been the first.
I'm actually surprised about that because I mean, based on what I've read about the origins of Smash GG and how it's still thriving now and stuff, they definitely have people on their end who seem like they would at least have the resources to find someone who can help them make a competent mobile app, or at least a mobile interface that they could use, for a mobile version of the website that's better than just kind of than what they have currently.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you would think, that, but no.
I Yeah, I don't know. Apparently, I guess it's just not on their list of things to worry about right now because they still have TO related things that they need to address with Smash GG and stuff like that. And so I don't know.
But you know what's kind
Or
of
maybe
weird?
they're busy on other projects.
But you know what's kind of weird? Like, if you go on Smash GG right now and you look up Mortal Kombat 11, there's only 8 tournaments here, but I know for a fact about 3 tournaments that I know exist. But apparently they're just not going to show them. It's weird. That's why if you have a Smash GG, you have to make sure that you have your link on hand and you send it to everyone, because it's really weird because you'll click on oh, I want to play this game, and then you'll click on it and it will not show you every tournament for that game.
Right.
Also, did you know that they have a fantasy league system that you can put into whatever league you have?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I've seen that several times.
Yeah, Smash GG has gotten deep, and it can keep a standing of people who have bet on different it's pretty in depth, and I highly suggest that y'all take a good look at it. But that's just me.
Yeah.
But that being said, we have other things to look forward to in the gaming world because it's not all doom and gloom and mods. Actually, I'm kidding. That's cap. It is doom and gloom because we got to talk about King of Fighters 15. Now, you mean... Oh, go on.
I feel like you're about to say what I'm what I was also thinking of saying, which it feels like King of Fighters 14 again.
Well, that's what I said last week on the podcast. I said this. This is that you're not saying nothing new.
But these character trailers are giving us more shit to confirm this sort of thing, and I will always preach this, man. I was around when a little game called MVCI was getting announced and shown. And I was one of those people that was sucked in by all the glitz and glamour. I was like, oh man, this looks really, really amazing. This game is gonna be great.
My man said glitz and glamour. Where? You were sucked into the genjutsu of it being Marvel. That's all you saw.
Bro, when they showed that trailer and they were like, "Yo, look, it's Tony and it's Carol Danvers versus Ryu and Mega Man. See, Mega Man is there. Oh my god! Oh, what is Ryu doing? The Power Stone. What does that do?" And that was it, man. I was like, "What is this game gonna be?" And we got it.
Unfortunate.
So,
Very unfortunate.
so now with KOF 15, people are being a lot more like apprehensive. Is that the word?
Sure.
I think people are being a little bit more like apprehensive towards that game because of the fact that um the first character trailer that came out, the Shunhei trailer, like didn't really show shit. It just showed him doing his normals, and then it was like, yeah, Shunhei's gonna be here, and it was like, okay. Um, and now there's a new trailer for I'm never gonna get this name right. It's like Metakun or Metakune or it Mine Kun. Yeah, I'm not gonna say that right. This character, who I believe debuted in KOF 14, has a trailer now showing off what he does in the game, and like it showed a little bit more. And people are saying that like it's showing off some different mechanics that might be in the game and stuff like that, but nothing is like solid yet. And it seems like nothing is solid because they're still kind of like fishing around what they want to do. And considering I've been watching footage of what Cyberpunk 2077 was going to be, I'll never trust any of these like early trailers and all this stuff until I see the final product. And the visuals, I don't know. I think it's okay if fighting games go back to like 2D 2D graphics. I'm fine with that. Like 2.5D, sure, if you want to do that, but like I am okay if you choose to do like 2D models versus just doing the like KOF 14 3D models because I don't know, they're just kind of bland.
Well, here's the thing: if they did KOF 13 style again, like the company would go bankrupt because I don't know if, like, I know a lot of
Well,
people
not
may,
yeah.
I know a lot of people may not know this, but that sprite work to be of that immaculate quality, very expensive, Douglas. Very.
I mean that was worth the money, but that was also like the best sprite work you've ever seen. Like they don't need to go there, but like sprite work in general would be nice, like some good high quality sprite work for like this generation would be nice, and it seems like it'd be more interesting than just going with like a base like 3D model for the characters for this game, who most of them like look pretty similar to what they looked like in the previous game, which got a lot of flack.
I'm sure it did. But like the way it looks, that like I don't want to say the game looks like it's going to be crusty, but it definitely looks like they got more comfortable with the art style that they were trying to put into 14. Like this almost feels like 14 Definitive Edition from an aesthetic perspective. But gameplay wise, who knows? I mean, we've seen various people saying that, some of the characters that were 14 that got trailers so far 15. I think there's 2 character trailers out now, maybe 3. And they were saying, like, for example, Mei-Ten-kun here, they were saying that their moves properties look different. They don't look 100% legacy. So, I mean, it'll be interesting to see how that goes. But, like, I can't imagine they'll make KOF, like, uber simple. It could happen, but I just don't see them. Because, as we've seen, the popular trend is to make your game simpler for the masses to be able to play. I don't know if SNK is,
Right.
I don't know if SNK is going to do that, but
Yeah, I don't know if SNK is going to do that either. I highly doubt they're going to do that, but they do want to sell. Uh, they need to sell a lot when it comes to this game because SNK got bought out, so they got someone to impress now, and I don't know. Like the whole idea of, hey, let's make this fighting game like super super easy so that like more people will get into it. It doesn't work. Like you're sacrificing the things that'll keep people playing your game. And yeah, sure, most of these companies don't care too much about that because it's like, well, you bought the game, yuck, 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 but ultimately, since KOF tried that with 14, they're probably going to try to do something like a lot more interesting with 15 because as you saw from like adding rollback to KOF, was it 2002 Ultimate Match,
Mm-hmm.
and the fact that game is getting released to PS4, yeah, PS4, and I think Xbox, um because that's getting released, and like that, because that was so popular that they just added rollback back to this older KOF game that people really really love because of like how deep it is, and like other people who never really played the game are seeing it now and they're like, wow, this game looks really cool, this roster looks really cool, and I would love to play that game. It looks like it's really fun to like get into and like mess around with combos and stuff like that. That's like the exact reason why people are going to play a fighting game. Besides, like, oh, I like that IP. I want to mash buttons for a few seconds with my friends.
Look, I'm gonna
All
tell you
now
right
I'm
now.
bored.
That's how I feel about Dragon Ball Fighters. Like when I boot that game up, oh, I'd be having a great time in the lab doing loops, doing combos. But like that game, the way its current infrastructure is, why would you play online? Why would you do it? Like I just don't understand why you do it. Like that's one of those games where it's just like the literally only thing is you go into the lab, you learn a character, you learn some cool setups, and you go, that's nice, and then you cut the game off. Because that game,
Yeah.
that game's online. Like the netcode for it is so, like it's not Nintendo Switch bad, but holy shit, it is the next worst thing. And
Yeah, I don't know. So like SNK also has to address the netcode, which hopefully they will, considering they have a fighting game that literally has rollback netcode added to it. So if they don't do that, then that'd be so freaking weird.
I could see like why that would be weird, but it's just like I don't know. Like
Bro,
I feel like
GGPO is free. The code is out there. Like,
but like once again, here's
it's
the
like,
thing.
no, we're giving it to you. This is the rollback netcode. Just take this.
Look,
That's it.
Look, here's the thing.
Just do it.
Here's the thing. I feel like we're at a point to where with this whole COVID thing, we found out just how fragile a lot of these live events are and how they can be taken away literally lickety fucking split. And I feel like all the other video games out there like Overwatch and Call of Duty, hell, even Halo, and the more popular shit like League of Legends, even Apex Legends, shit like that, like their tournament series, since like they're always online any fucking way. It's like, dang, COVID sucks, but we still got you covered. Meanwhile, the FGC, while don't get me wrong, has online tournaments, but it's normally by, players hosting tournaments as opposed to, these big orgs really, getting together and bringing a bunch of splendor. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, we got what? Frosty Fausti's coming up?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's actually the 29th. So I think that's next week. But my point is, the way things are going right now, I feel like the companies aren't taking that big dive. Like, I think not Capcom. It's not Capcom Pro Tour. What's the other thing that Capcom does for Street Fighter? Like that got canceled, and they're doing something else.
Are you talking about Street Fighter League?
Yeah.
No, because Capcom Pro Tour got canceled so that they could do an online Capcom Pro Tour.
Okay, so that's what happened. So that's how they're going to do it. Okay. Is it going to be the same rule set or?
I think it's going to be like an adjusted rule set, but like it's going to probably be the same rule set as these previous online tournaments that they've been doing last year.
Because I know when they had the online tournaments last year, there was that one dude who ended up getting eliminated because like their game turned into like a garble fest, and like they had jumped, and then like the game just warped them back into a super that they never saw start. And it's like, yep, you lost.
Yeah.
Get eliminated, pal. And it's just like that game's netcode is terrible. And for some reason, like some random dudes living somewhere, like just a small little group of bandits in a Discord server, fixed their netcode, and they're like, nope, we don't want to use yours. which is mind-boggling to
Yeah.
me. But like, it just goes to show you, netcode isn't fucking rocket science. But some people want to make it that way. I guess. I don't know. Maybe they feel like they'd be getting put out of a job. But it's like, it's such an easy fix. You could bring more players. The players you have will be on your network longer. I just figured this would be an easy thing that you would put some manpower and some resources into. But I guess I was fucking wrong. April motherfucking Fools.
I think it's because most of their player base that they're concerned with are these developers are usually like Japanese developers, and making netcode for Japan is totally different than making netcode for like say the US or like Australia or something like that.
Here's the thing. I would say that making the netcode is different, but like it's definitely like the infrastructure of some companies are better, or countries. Jesus fuck, why couldn't I say that? But the infrastructure of some countries allows them to better allot and account for various internet speeds. Like over in Japan, most of those people are living in some places that have damn good internet. Don't get me wrong, there's some more rural areas of Japan, but at the end of the day, even then, Japan is small enough of a country to where like it's not even half the size of fucking Texas, to where you could be somewhat far in the region, but not far enough to where the internet connection is going to be like, oh my God, you're so far away, going coast to coast, like from New York to California.
Right.
And so it's going to, still be more stable. So over there in, Japan and a lot of Eastern countries, this really is a non-issue. But over here, the United States is being such a much of a large landmass, and the fact that we have Latin America and up to our north, we have good old fashioned Canada, and how we're all in the North American continent, we are able to play each other. So you could have someone in like fucking Ontario, Canada, playing someone in like fucking Mexico City. Or you could have someone in Orlando, Florida, playing someone who lives in Washington State. And that connection and netcode was not meant to be stressed to that level. And then you have, what we experience in North American Street Fighter 5. A hot fucking mess.
Oh.
Like, once the game starts turning into missing no, I'll leave. I'll just quit. There's no point. But then they had the infinite wisdom to say, oh, if you quit, what is it, 2 or 3 times in the same day, then you just can't play online anymore. And it's just like, oh, so I just have to take it. Mm-hmm. I just have to take this colossal L at this point. All right. Welcome to jail. Because that's definitely what it fucking feels like at times.
We also have to remember that that Street Fighter 5 is also cross-platform. That's a whole like new mess. Like for example, one of the biggest things about the cross-platform like play is that there are literal times where you two are playing a totally different match. You on PS4, you're playing a totally different match from what the PC player is playing because of the way that the inputs are being read.
And the positions are desynced. So like you may be DPing somebody and be like, sure you can. And then like next thing you know, on your opponent's side, you just whiffed the DP and they've done crush countered you. And then like the weird rollback happens and one of you seeing the right thing. And also, what's going on there, young Spades? How you doing? Appreciate the follow. Hopefully you've been well. Hopefully everything's been going your way. And hopefully you continue having a good set of games and an even better day. But yeah, like netcode, I'm not saying that it's going to be some super easy thing. All I'm saying is fighting games could do better. Because trust me, I've had some laggy ass matches when I'm playing with somebody who lives in my state. Meanwhile, I could boot up a game like Apex Legends that has 60 fucking players in it, and I can probably count on one hand how many times I see somebody lagging like crazy.
Hey, whoa now. Come on, man. Don't compare us to your FPS games.
No,
we're
Lord,
totally
bro.
different.
Don't even go there, bro.
That part of the argument is always funny to see. Especially when you have the other side where it's like, look, man, Call of Duty has the best netcode ever, and you like look at how they do this. They have matches with like 60 people in one match, and they're doing totally fine. League of Legends can do it too. Why can't fighting games figure out how to fix their online netcode to work like this?
Because developers have never been pressured to do so, and even when they are, they're like, well, you already bought the game, and besides, you guys hate online anyway, so we're just gonna have offline events. And it's like, well, we would embrace online if you fucking fixed it. But hey, it is what it is.
Hey man, there's this netcode called GGPO that's used in this platform called Fightcade that seems to be working pretty well. So that could be, a basis for people to look at for their fighting games moving forward to, I don't know, build netcode that would work for these new fighting games that would not like ruin someone's life.
Look, bro, nobody cares about any of that, bro. That's Mondo cap. Mondo cap. I feel at this point, the only thing that matters is, look, if the netcode sucks, people will complain about it, and eventually they'll come around to, I don't know, putting the GGPO and rollback netcode into a game that's like 20 years old. I mean, hell, Guilty Gear did it. I wonder when that Street Fighter 2 that like is on PS4 is gonna get fucking is gonna end up getting GGPO. You think it'll happen?
Wait, are you talking about the Street Fighter 30th anniversary?
Yeah,
edition?
There you go. That one.
Talking about the ROM collection?
Yeah.
Nah, man, it got what it got, and that's it.
Yo, the fact that you could just push
They're never going back.
Well, the fact that you could push the PlayStation button and it would just DC you from a match, that was amazing. That was actually amazing. Like, I don't even know how they did it, brother. Like, how in the fuck, bro? And they just did
they put it out and they're never going back.
Yeah, man, they ended up getting a real quick buck and just said, you know what? We facilitated our cash cow even more. Zippity doo dah, bye bye, and they just peaced out. And then they continued to work on Street Fighter 5. Speaking of which, how's that DLC schedule coming along? Because they definitely promised you things that I don't think you're getting. Where's Dan?
He's coming, man.
do you have an ETA on that?
Oh, let me go ahead and Google this and see if I can find an answer for you.
Because I remember it said what was it? Winter 2020?
February 2021. That is the latest date for
that's
Dan
the latest
Hibiki.
date. Oh, so there was no way this character was coming out and where the original timeline. Hey, look, I understand COVID's been stressful, but
he was gonna come out in winter 2020, man. So yeah.
I was saying that man had no chance of coming out, bro.
Not even the roadmap is literally made for them to be like, oh, well, we didn't give you a real time. Winter 2021, spring 2021, summer 2021, and fall 2021. These are the brackets as to where these releases were originally going to come out. One of them is literally coming out close to spring 2021 instead.
Hey, it is what it is sometimes, bro. It really do be like that when it be like that, especially when it do be like that. Speaking of when things really do be like that, when they be like that, this is my last note about fighting games on this episode of the podcast. If you were going to make a game in which you're going to show me a super cool new character that's coming to the battlefield, please show me more than jab, low kick, jump in, and the startup flash of level 1 super before you just cut the trailer off. Because that's not a teaser. That tells me nothing. That makes me feel like I wasted my time even watching the trailer in the first fucking place.
But didn't you want to see that the character is going to be in the video game?
I mean, I could have gotten that from an infographic posted on twitter.com. Just letting you know that right now.
But you wouldn't have seen it in motion. Come on, man. You can see, like, can you listen to the amazing music? Come on, bro.
Look, bro, if when it's in a game like Dragon Ball Fighters, when they used to do that, because the baby trailer was pretty solid, but some trailers before that left a lot to be desired. And it was like, look, all the characters have 5 L's, 2 L's, similar ladder structure and combo structure. So 9 times out of 10, seeing the little trailer where we saw basically nothing was just like, so that's a character. That's literally it.
Yeah, that's exactly how it worked. And for whatever reason, I mean, it was enough to sell it to people who weren't closely watching the
Yo, it's crazy
game.
how someone decided to follow.
All they had to see was, oh my God, Master Roshi's going to be in a video game?
It's crazy how someone decided to follow the stream and then immediately went to being racist in the chat and got completely ignored. That's crazy.
Well,
that's crazy. Anyways, back to you.
Pointed out, so that's not ignoring it. Like, why do you keep doing that? Anyways.
Why do I keep doing what?
You pointed it out. That ruins the point.
No, it doesn't, because nobody knows who they are.
No, the man, the myth, and the legend known as Low Tier God.
All right, listen here, Joker.
Get
my man
is banned.
Hold on. You cut out. You got to say it again from the top. You got to say it again.
That man once said, get that ass banned.
Damn, bro. It's like the Shadow Realm took him. I don't even know what happened, bro.
Yo, they don't want to hear it from me, man. They don't want to hear it from me. But he said, get that ass banned.
I thought you were going to turn this into they hated him because he told the truth. No.
I will never tell you. Look, Low Tier God says some dumbass shit sometimes. All right, I will never be the one that's over here caping for that dude. But like, yo, he changed the world with get that ass banned.
For the better or for the worse?
For the better. Yo, if somebody comes into your stream is giving you all kinds of shit, you're just trying to live your life. They're trying to give you some inflammatory nonsense. Hey, they're like, take off your shirt. Hey, why don't you play this video game? Hey, tell me more about your heritage. Get that ass banned.
Okay, tell me more about my heritage. I don't know how that one's a negative.
Well, you see that person that came into your chat that you said thanks for the follow to and whatnot, and what they said afterwards. Yeah, that's what I meant when they asking about your heritage. Nah, I wasn't. That's not what they're really gonna say. They're gonna say, hey, you guys look like
insert thing
such and such. Yeah. So nah, I'm good. Why don't you go ahead and take that ban and go bother somebody else? Oh, also that just reminded me. So first off, Ludwig, who I did not know that he worked for Gutex. But Ludwig 1 put out a clip talking about how Gutex never paid him for some of the work that he did, and how like Gutex was like a shitty employer to him or whatever. But like Ludwig was like, a Melee dude, and Gutex had Melee dudes doing like content for Cross Counter. So Ludwig recently did a thing where him and the streamer Cutie Cinderella, like they switched stream setups, and I think they did like ban appeals on each other's like channel, and he was going through Cutie Cinderella's like ban appeals, and literally all this one dude said in the chat was like, show me your blank. And then right underneath said Pornhub. And he's like, I don't get why I got banned. I don't understand. And Ludwig is literally like going on this rant, and he was just like, it doesn't make any sense. Like if you're really doing that, why don't you just go into the stream and just don't chat at all? Like, or just go to Pornhub or go to whatever, but like don't comment on the video. It's freaking weird. It's like, yeah, why would you like? What's the point of going into the chat and being like, "Hey, girl, why don't you show it to me?" What you think she's like all the way at her home? She's gonna be like, "Oh yeah, all right, I've been waiting for you, sir." Like, no, these
Nah,
are not your dreams. This is the internet.
everybody can't be like that. What was her name? Miss Terrible, and just spread the goo wop out for the Twitch followers, bro. Everybody's
Bro.
not going to give you that immediate gratification right there, man. It's not happening.
God, her name was definitely not Miss Terrible, but I don't
It was like
remember
it was like I think
this.
it was Misfortune. I think that's what it was.
Yeah, I think Misfortune sounds right, but like, yeah, like, yo, there are platforms that have been developed for you to get that specific kind of content, and those platforms offer you the ability to get that specific content from a real person in real time if you want it. Why are you on Twitch for that
Your
same
guess
content?
is as good as mine, bro. Your guess is as good as mine. But some people just want to simp. Sometimes they want to simp for their big tittied waifus. Sometimes they want to simp for
That's
somebody
fine.
on Twitch.
That's fine. Do
And
all
some
that, but
people,
stop being horny while you fucking do it, man. Damn.
nah, man. To some of these people, it goes hand in hand. I mean, that's why they're simping for the new characters in Resident Evil 8 already, and you don't even know their names.
You damn right. Oh man, that tall vampire lady though. Wow, she's great. But the one in the hoodie. Oh wow.
Is this you speaking, or are you
Already
speaking
the
on behalf of the
waifu.
people?
This is me speaking on behalf of the people.
Oh,
Honestly,
okay.
those character designs are really dope. I commend that. I actually think that's really cool for the game, and like
Mhm.
I like those designs. But at the end of the day, it's Resident Evil. Those things are going to turn into technical monsters or bugs or something very very horrifying, and I don't need that to like ruin my sex drive.
Nah, man. Some of these people, they're all in. They're like, oh, I have a type. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man, I want all this. But and I was like, you doing all this for a woman about to turn into a roach with 6 stomachs, bro. Relax.
I mean, let's
Relax.
not even talk about the fact that she's not a real person. But
Exactly. Like, come on, bro. You already know. Some of
at
these
least with
people,
Devil May Cry 5,
Mhm.
these were like actual like real people though.
They're at least based off of
Like,
someone who actually exists.
yeah, and like Capcom was really transparent about all that. It's like, hey guys, here's the roster, and here are the actors that all of their like models are based on. It's like, oh, that's really cool. And now I can go over here and follow this person on Instagram, and be like, hey, you were the model for Trish. Hey, you were the model for Lady. You were the model for Nero.
I can only imagine how many horny DMs some of them actors get. That's all I'm saying,
Yeah,
bro.
man.
Like you say, like you said earlier, it's like you think what they got on Twitch is bad, bro. Have you ever read an Instagram DM, bro?
One of these days, we're gonna have a talk about how everybody is just way too horny on the timeline or on the internet these days, and they just need to hop off, take care of that, and come back, and then see exactly how much their perspective changes on the things that they do and say while they're on these like social media platforms. It'll be astounding.
Look, man, I'm telling you, bro. I think some of them really just need to have that talk. They just gotta have that talk. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, go back, recoup, rub one out if you have to, and then come back and see if you have that post and that clarity. Because some of y'all just a disappointment. Just like not just to yourselves, but to just the mankind.
It's like you wouldn't be like this if you like literally stood up from the computer, walked into the bathroom, sat in the bathroom, just like sat on top of your bathtub or in the bathtub, or just sat somewhere in the bathroom for like 5 minutes, walked out, and then sat back down at the chair.
I mean, you're not wrong.
You would have a completely different perspective. You're like, oh man, what was I even doing? What was I doing on this website? Oh my god.
Nah, man, I'm telling you, open your
AnimeWaifus.com. Whoa, hey, let me get out of here. Like,
I'm telling you, bro, just open the front door, take a deep breath, go outside, walk to your mailbox, walk back. Life changer, bro. You're like, man, that was a dumbass idea that I was about to do. Man, I'm glad I took a moment and took a pause break just to make sure I wasn't going to be so stupid. That's all you got to do. It's a very simple concept.
Y'all are free to do what you do out there when it comes to your horniness, but like once it gets to a point where it consumes you and you're trying to make real decisions while horny, you gotta be able to stop yourself, pinch yourself or something, and be like, "Whoa, I am too horny. I must put this decision on pause, relieve myself, come back, and then see if I would really make the same exact choice."
And the sad part is, though, some people don't have the self-respect or the conscience to not make the same choice, because some of them be like, all right, time to re-up, and they go right back in and then question, why are you all trying to ban me? I'm right. They have that mentality, and you can't talk to those folks. You can't.
Yeah.
Or my personal favorite, they'll say some wild shit in your chat, and then you ban them, and then they hit you up on Twitter talking about some, come on, bro. Yeah, you mute them or block them on there. Then it's like they got some alternate account, and it's like, hello? You got to stop at some point.
That's why these like ban appeal streams from people are so like hilarious to see now, especially like ones for like Eris and stuff, where it's like Eris, please, can you like unban me? Like I don't know what I did wrong, and it's just like, okay. He goes to read the message and it's like, Eris, I know that you said not to ask questions, but let me ask this question. If you could go outside and touch anyone's butthole, whose butthole would it be? And it's like you want me to unban you for this? This wasn't even funny. And then he leaves them alone. He's like, you're gonna stay banned.
It's like, now you look at this message, you tell me you deserve to be unbanned. Like really, nah, you deserve to be gone. And sometimes it just is what it is. But anyways, we actually went over 2 hours. It doesn't even feel like it.
That time.
Yeah, man. And we haven't even gotten to the whole thing about MetaView, which is basically, in short, it's basically TikTok for esports. Now, some of you may be saying, what the fuck does that even mean? So imagine TikTok or Vine, and it's literally nothing but esports clips from streamers, tournament organizers, etc., so on and so forth. Esports TikTok, metaview.gg.
That sounds so much better than regular TikTok, though.
Yes, I could see it.
They're not doing the same like cringy type of like stuff. It's not like dances and stuff like that. It's just like, clips of like cool plays and shit.
I would tell you, but I can't confirm or deny that because it is an iOS only app right now. It is not on the Droid.
That's surprising because usually it's easier to get your apps on the Droid.
Well, no, there are some apps that are just like, nope, Apple is the first thing they want to go to. And they just want to build their rapport on that. And then if it gets popular, then sometimes people bring it to the Google Play Store. Or in some cases, it's vice versa, where it won't be on Apple. Then they'll put it on the Play Store. And then if it gets popular, then you'll see it coming out on iOS. But yeah. Anyways, I don't know what you've heard. I don't know where you heard it from. But this time, we would like to bring it to a close. So as I do the intro, we have only one man qualified to bring us home. So say the magic word, sir.
That's right. And his name is Low Tier.
I muted him. I just muted him. I muted him, bro. Nope.
Wow.
Right. Yeah, everything you just said, we just muted that. Just want y'all to know that. I muted him. You ain't about to call me low tier. That's what you're not about to do. Nope.
Oh.
That's
I'm sorry.
We don't do that here.
His name is High. All right. So yeah, that was the podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Remember always that the internet was a mistake. Social media can consume you. Go outside, have fun, breathe out some nice air, take care of yourselves. If you're horny, relieve yourself before you make big decisions.
Facts. Talk to them, let them know.
I am Subtle Fraudulence. Fraud for short. Follow me on all my platforms. Well, follow me on Twitter. I'll link you to the rest if you care about the rest. And my illustrious co-host here, the man, the myth, the legendary, the one with all the jokes, the guy who does speed running sometimes, the man who can who is more handsome than this man right here on this screen with all these posters of all these amazing characters? Like, who has better taste than this man right here? Quizrin.
Multifaceted, multi-talented. You know, that's the staple, ladies and gentlemen. But
that's
with
right.
that being...
Preon. AKA.
Nah, that's gimmick infringement. That's Event's thing. Chill out. That's him. He does the AKA. We can't take that from the young bull. But that being said, we'll catch you guys next time. See you next week. Hopefully the world does not end. Let me knock on wood real quick. But yeah, later, gentlemen. Later, ladies.